Alright artists, welcome to our fifth and final warm-up for the element of art form. Today we are going to do a pear. I want everyone to do this pear. And the reason is because it's got this unique pear shape. Imagine that. But I'm going to show you how to do it pretty simply. We're going to use line to help us create this form, and then we're going to shade it. Now I want you to do this small because I don't want it to take you 20 minutes to shade this pear. So mine's only probably about an inch high. What you're going to do is you're going to create a smaller mid-sized circle and then a larger circle below it, kind of like a two-step snowman there. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to let this round into that bottom shape. Doesn't have to be perfect because pears are not perfectly shaped. Okay, so you see it's got that pear shape, right? I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase those lines I've got left over, and you can see I've got this nice pear shape. I'm even going to stick a little stem on the top to show everyone that it's a pear. Okay, now it really looks like a pear. What we're going to do with this is we're going to use line kind of like we did on this below, but we're going to use line to help us create the form. So do you see this curve on the bottom? We're going to follow that curve, and we're going to create several lines that go all the way up around our pear. Now when we get to the top, we're going to stop, and it's going to be almost a circle right here around this stem. So now we've got this form that looks like it's already looking more round, right? We're also going to take from the bottom, and this is a little bit harder, but we're going to follow the form up the side and around, and that is going to end where the stem is. And at the top, it's going to be tighter than it is at the bottom because it's a thicker shape at the bottom, right? I'm going to come over to the other side and do this. And now I've got, it definitely is starting to look like a form. It gives it 3 dimension. This grid kind of thing that I've done over top of it helps my pear begin to expand. And then I'm going to use that grid to help me shade it. We're going to pretend our light source is coming from this way. And I'm just going to lightly begin to add value on the shadow side. You guys who know me, you know that I like to start with the dark values. Not everybody's like that. Some people like to put a light value over everything first, and that's absolutely fine. That's what's comfortable for you. And as I go, I'm just building up that darker value on the back side of my pear. There'll be just a little bit of value on this side, nice and light. Now, what happens with the pear, in this little gap right here, where it kind of comes down, it has a dark area. It's almost like you're going back to where those 2 circles you initially created, and you're shading it as if there are 2 spheres sitting on top of each other, except this is not quite as dark as what it is on the back side. It's kind of a mid dark value. You just want this to be a nice smooth gradient. And then I'm going to take, and where my highlights are, I'm going to erase my grid so it looks good. And then I got to go back and touch it up because it's pretty small. So you kind of end up with these 2 highlights, right? That looks like a pear, and we don't want the floating pear in space. So we're going to add, you can actually do this by making 2 circles just like we did, but if you stretch them out a little bit and make them more like ovals, makes it a little easier, and then you connect them. There shouldn't be an outline on your shadow. It should all be one consistent value. That's a little wonky, but It's just a warm-up. Okay, so now my pear looks like it's a little grounded. Make it just a little darker, close to the pear, and it can fade out a little bit. I think that is good enough. So today is the 30th. And we're going to call this, I know it's just Pear Me is the title, but I'm just going to put pear, and it is for form. So that is our final form adventure. Next week we will get into space. Not literally, just the element of art space. Calm down. Have fun. Good weekend, guys.